The Taliban continuing to solidify its control of Afghanistan as the U.S. ends its military combat mission in that country. The promise members of the terrorist organization are now making.
Students in Ramona will now have to wear masks indoors after all. Why the district changed course just days before the start of this new school year. Plus,
it is hard to survive down here.
San Diego renters could be facing hikes of up to 9%. The role the pandemic is playing in rent hikes.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
Members of the Taliban making their first public comments since the collapse of Afghanistan to terrorists. Good evening, I'm Lindsay Pena.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Video from yesterday captured scenes of chaos unfolding at the Kabul airport. Today, the Taliban is pledging safe passage to civilians who want to leave the country. As ABC's Ike Ejace explains, the U.S. says it remains cautious.
President Biden telling the nation he bears some responsibility for the chaos on the ground in Kabul, but that he stands behind his decision to bring U.S. troops home.
After 20 years, I've learned the hard way that there was never a good time to withdraw U.S. forces.
Today, the White House answering questions about the fallout at the airport.
We gave 20 years of American blood, treasure, sweat, and tears in Afghanistan, and at some point, it was the time for the United States to say that the Afghan people had to stand up for themselves.
In Kabul, frantic efforts continue to evacuate Americans and Afghans who have aided the U.S. The Taliban controlling the one road leading into the airport, stopping everyone who approaches, letting only foreigners pass. ABC's Ian Pannell at the Taliban's first press conference.
What guarantees will you give to the Afghans who are now hiding at home, who want to leave the country?
We are assuring the safety of all those who have worked with the United States.
The top commander overseeing U.S. military operations in Afghanistan visited Kabul airport to meet with troops on the ground and evaluate operations. The Pentagon now says the airport is open to civilian air traffic.
Right now, we're looking at one aircraft per hour in and out of HKIA. We predict that our best effort could look like 5,000 to 9,000 passengers departing per day.
Reports of at least 7 deaths so far. Scenes of people desperately trying to flee the city. This photo showing a military C-17 reportedly carrying 640 men, women, and children. The Taliban issuing a general amnesty across Afghanistan, advising women to take part in public life, a move many Afghans feel will be short-lived. The Pentagon says by the end of the day, there'll be more than 4,000 troops on the ground in Kabul. Ike Ejace, ABC News, Washington.
And the fall of Kabul is especially hard to watch for the men and women who sacrificed so much fighting America's longest war. Our ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco is live in Mission Valley, where many of those vets will go get some help. Rachel.
Hi, Steve. The vets we spoke with say their feelings are complicated, a mix of sadness and anger.
Amber Robinson is a decorated Army veteran. She served a decade as a photojournalist on 3 deployments in Afghanistan. The immediate collapse of Kabul is not how she ever imagined the story of America's longest war would end.
When Kabul fell, we were all triggered.
And heartbroken for the people left behind.
Seeing the people trying to climb aboard the plane and clinging to it as it went to the sky, like that is the level of desperation that they're feeling.
Robinson says she was surprised at how quickly the Taliban took over, but she said she knew during her first deployment the Afghan military would never be a match.
The moment that you kill one Taliban leader, 3 more Taliban leaders are going to creep across the Pakistan border.
She suffers from PTSD and autoimmune disorders.
It's just a part of war. War is death. And so by the time my 3rd tour was ending, the deaths were starting to get to me.
As painful as it is to see this outcome, she believes military involvement should have ended a long time ago.
It'll give us all a chance to breathe. You know, we won't be so upset that people aren't following what's going on in Afghanistan, you know, because the war in Afghanistan doesn't exist anymore.
In spite of it all, she has no regrets.
I always tell people I learned what men will do to each other in the midst of war, but I also learned what men will do for each other in the midst of war. And that's something that I will always be so proud to have.
Profit called American History Theater. The organization uses theater to bring awareness about PTSD and other issues impacting our vets. Reporting live in Mission Valley, Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Rachel. And today we spoke to San Diego Immigrant Affairs Manager Farhat Popil about the conditions on the ground in Afghanistan. She was born there but escaped with her family decades ago. She talked to us about that experience.
My family left Afghanistan in the 1980s, fleeing the Soviet war, and they left everything behind. They left their homes, their possessions, their livelihoods, their professional careers. And to see Afghans today face a similar situation, to see my generation face a similar situation 35 years later, is incredibly hard.
Popal says great progress has been made over the past 20 years for women and girls, but she's afraid if the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan will reverse those gains.
What they face today is a situation where women who have worked with the international community, who have worked with the US government, or have worked in any capacity toward democracy, human rights, women's rights, progress, opportunity, freedom of speech, all of that in their country over the last 20 years, they are fearful for their lives in this moment.
In her role as Immigrant Affairs Manager, she's tasked with advancing programs and policies that ensure the refugee and immigrant communities have the opportunity to succeed. She says the city would welcome Afghan refugees with open arms and compassionate hearts. And you can follow any developments surrounding the situation in Afghanistan by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
Now to the latest numbers on coronavirus here in San Diego County. More than 1,700 new cases were reported today. There were no new deaths. A group of San Diego Unified parents, students, and teachers are asking the district to take more safety measures to prevent the spread of COVID. They call themselves San Diegans for Safe Schools, and they say the data clearly shows that the Delta variant is more dangerous for children, and the district needs to improve its plan before classes start.
These are simple strategies that we all know work. Things like enforce masking with high-quality masks, require outdoor masking like other districts such as Los Angeles, San Francisco, Santa Clara, and Sacramento, and others have done. Take a closer look at your lax testing and quarantine rules that will likely not work, as we've already seen here and elsewhere.
The group also wants the deadline to sign up for virtual learning extended so parents do have more time to make that choice. Now, students in the Ramona Unified School District will have to wear masks when they return to school. Last night, the school board reversed that decision, which would have made the face coverings optional. Our ABC 10 News anchor Vanessa Van Hefty explains the move is generating a lot of controversy.
The Ramona Unified School District Superintendent telling 10 News today school will start on Thursday. Masks will be required, a decision that is sparking heated debate.
I'm simply begging for the freedom to choose. What I think is best for my children may not be best for yours. As board members, it's not your job to do what's popular. It's your foundational responsibility to ensure the safety of Ramona students at our schools. Following health guidance is the right thing to do for Ramona.
The board initially decided to make masks optional, but pulled back, voting Monday to require masking inside until it can sort out legal ramifications. Under Governor Gavin Newsom's executive order, all schools K through 12 are to wear masks inside. While the overwhelming majority of San Diego schools are abiding, Ramona and Alpine school districts bucked the trend, initially allowing parents to decide.
I'm here because I want to make the choice with whether or not my daughter wears a mask, and I don't think it's your right to do it.
Ramona wants to make sure it doesn't get sued, making sure legal bases are covered first, weighing how an optional mask mandate may impact the school's liability. Teachers may risk losing their license, and some board members fear a legal liability if kids get sick. Others worry insurance companies may drop coverage without the mandate. Vanessa Van Hefty, ABC 10 News.
The superintendent says that she will abide by all state guidelines for students and staff on Thursday. And there is an effort to try to extend the deadline for parents to choose a pass-fail option for their children's grades during the last school year. Now, in some districts, the deadline has already passed. In others, there are still a few days left for parents to make that choice. San Diego Assembly member Lorena Gonzalez wrote the law that gave parents the option. And today on ABC 10 News at 11, she explained why it could be a good choice for a lot of families.
We're trying to kind of write the course from last year, but allow kids to continue. So they know what their grades were. If, I'm just going to give an example. If you're a 3.8, 3.9 student, but you suddenly got a C or a D, it's a great opportunity to get that taken out of your grade point average and allow UC and CSU to really look at what you are outside of a pandemic year.
Gonzalez says they are looking into the possibility of the law to extend the deadlines for parents to choose. She also said that districts do have the ability to extend their deadlines themselves. Gonzalez recommends that parents who are interested call their district to discuss the options.
People attending major outdoor events in Los Angeles County will be required to wear a mask regardless of vaccination status under a new order issued by the county health department. That order says those attending outdoor mega events must wear a face covering at all times except when eating and drinking. That new mandate is in addition to existing orders issued last month, which require masks while entering most public indoor spaces. Meantime, the Biden administration is expected later this week to recommend that the majority of Americans get a booster shot 8 months after their second dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. As reporter Camila Bernal explains, this comes as the highly contagious Delta variant continues to drive up the number of hospitalizations across the U.S.
A COVID booster shot after 8 months. That appears to be the plan being developed by top health officials.
The data that the Biden administration is making these recommendations off of is still very preliminary, and these booster shots have not yet received FDA approval for anyone except for the immunosuppressed.
But the third shots for those vaccinated with Pfizer or Moderna could be administered beginning mid to late September, according to sources.
This is proactive, anticipating that more data is in the works, showing that it is both, that the vaccine's effectiveness seems to be waning a little bit over time, and that this Delta variant is worse.
And as vaccines remain in short supply in other parts of the world, others saying not so fast. The World Health Organization says the 2-dose mRNA vaccines provide long-lasting immunity and will not change its recommendation unless the science says otherwise.
All of the world's most vulnerable and those who are most at risk, health workers, need to receive their first and second doses before large proportions of the population, or all of the population in some countries, receive that third dose.
Doctors on the front lines say their urgent need is for more people to simply get their first shots.
This is so preventable at this point in the epidemic.
I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott has tested positive for COVID-19. A spokesperson says Abbott is in good health and experiencing no symptoms. Abbott is isolating in the governor's mansion in Austin and receiving monoclonal antibody treatment. He was fully vaccinated earlier this year.